I'm here in Redwood City, California, and over my shoulder is the Pulgas Water Temple. This unassuming location on the edge of Cañada Road, locked up because of COVID, is the endpoint in a grand and illustrative California story, because this is the endpoint for the Hetch Hetchy Aqueduct that brought Sierra Nevada water 160 miles from the mountains to the base of the San Andreas Fault, south of San Francisco, to supply water for the city in the early part of the 20th century. The grandeur and aspirations of its design, I think, indicate something about the scale of the enterprise that was the Hetch Hetchy project, and also its meaning to Californians at the time, at least some of them. The story of Hetch Hetchy reveals for us the extraordinary efforts to engineer nature and the land which underlie all of modern California today. I think it also illustrates the indomitable power of the engines of urban economic growth to use resources, to transform environments, and to bend politics to its will. And lastly, it showcases the rising passion for nature in 20th century America and in California, which would become the beating heart for environmentalism in the years since. The Hetch Hetchy project, approved by Congress in 1913 and completed here in 1934, pitted the most powerful political and economic elites in California against that signal voice for the wilderness, John Muir, and the Sierra Club, and a coalition of citizens that one San Francisco newspaper derided as consisting of short-haired women and long-haired men, just like me. John Muir described it as a contest between the gods of the mountains and the almighty dollar. It was the first great battle for wilderness in 20th century America, and in 1913, as they would many times since, Californians would side with the dollar. But in the process, the movement to stop the damming of Hetch Hetchy would lead to a national movement in defense of nature and of wilderness that would lead just 3 years later in 1916 to Congress passing the first comprehensive National Park Service Act. The statistics of the Hetch Hetchy project illustrate something about its scale and also the stakes. It includes about 280 miles of pipe that move water over 167 miles across, or literally through, 2 mountain ranges in over 60 miles of hard rock tunnel. It took 30 years to complete, from the signing of the papers gaining access to the land by the city of San Francisco to the celebrations opening the aqueduct here in 1934. Since then, it's brought over 250,000 acre-feet of water to customers all over the San Francisco Bay Area, over 29 communities and 2.6 million customers today. The Hetch Hetchy project killed almost 90 workers in order to complete it. And in the far eastern end, high in the Sierras, the Hetch Hetchy project would transform one astonishingly beautiful valley in the nation's first national park into a giant bathtub filled with water 300 feet deep. The Hetch Hetchy Aqueduct, the Pulgas Water Temple, Redwood City, California.